Hi everyone, let's talk about some strategies for handling different behaviours in the classroom. The classroom, much like life itself, can quickly descend into chaos. We've all been there. The murmur of distraction growing into a dull roar, the defiance that disrupts the very flow of learning. It can leave you, the educator, feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, even questioning your calling. But what if I told you that chaos isn't an inevitability? What if there were clear, actionable strategies, grounded in an understanding of human nature that could help you establish and maintain order? This isn't about imposing your will, but about creating an environment where both you and your students can thrive. Let's start with a truth that might make some of you uncomfortable. Not all students are intrinsically captivated by every lesson, every day. Shocking, I know. But before you despair, understand this. Inattentiveness is often a symptom, not the disease itself. It's a signal, a cry for something more engaging, more tailored to the individual. Consider this: the child fidgeting in their seat, unable to focus on the lecture. Are they simply bored, or is there something else at play? Perhaps the material is presented in a way that doesn't resonate with their learning style. Perhaps the pace is too fast, leaving them lost and overwhelmed. This is where the art of individualized attention comes in. It's about recognizing that a one-size-fits-all approach to education is a recipe for disengagement. Some students thrive in group settings, while others flourish when given the space for independent exploration. Some need information presented visually, others through hands-on activities. Breaking down complex tasks into smaller, more manageable steps can work wonders for a student struggling to focus. Suddenly, the insurmountable mountain becomes a series of achievable climbs. And don't underestimate the power of engaging teaching aids. Remember, the human brain is wired to seek novelty, to be stimulated. Incorporate technology, visuals, even humor to transform your lessons from mundane to mesmerizing. Disruptive behavior, the bane of every teacher's existence. The student who calls out, the class clown who thrives on attention, the constant chatter that derails your lesson plan. It's easy to feel personally attacked, to react with frustration and anger. But remember, beneath the surface of every disruptive act is a need, a message waiting to be deciphered. The first line of defense against disruption: clear, consistent boundaries. Think of it as the architectural blueprint of your classroom. Just as a building needs walls and a foundation, so too does a learning environment need structure. Clearly communicate your expectations, not as an oppressive force, but as a framework that allows everyone to thrive. But rules without relationship lead to rebellion. This is where positive reinforcement comes in. Catch students doing the right thing and acknowledge it. A simple, "I appreciate how well you're listening, Sarah," can work wonders. Focus on building a culture of respect, where good behavior is acknowledged and celebrated. And don't underestimate the power of a well-timed break. The human brain, especially young minds, have limits. Regular opportunities to move, socialize, and reset can prevent restlessness from escalating into disruption. Aggression. It's a word that evokes fear, apprehension, even a sense of helplessness. When a student lashes out, verbally or physically, it's a visceral reminder of the raw emotions that simmer beneath the surface. But aggression, like all behavior, is a form of communication, albeit a dysfunctional one. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to respond with matching intensity. But as the adult in the room, your responsibility is to be a source of calm amidst the storm. Your own emotional regulation is paramount. Take a deep breath, maintain a neutral tone, and avoid engaging in a power struggle. Conflict resolution skills are essential tools in your arsenal. Teach students to identify their feelings, to express their needs assertively, but respectfully. Role-playing scenarios can be incredibly effective, allowing students to practice conflict resolution in a safe and controlled environment. And never underestimate the power of empathy. Behind every act of aggression is a hurting heart, a child struggling with emotions they may not yet understand. Help them develop coping mechanisms, strategies for managing anger, frustration, and sadness in healthy ways. While disruptive behavior demands attention, withdrawal often hides in plain sight. The quiet student who never participates the one who seems perpetually lost in their own world. It's easy to overlook them in the busyness of the classroom. But their silence speaks volumes, whispering of a different kind of struggle. Building trust is paramount. These students need to know that you see them, that their voice matters. Create a safe space for vulnerability, where they feel comfortable taking academic risks without fear of judgment. Encourage group participation, but tread carefully. Forcing a withdrawn student into the spotlight can be counterproductive, amplifying their anxiety. Instead, create opportunities for them to contribute in low-pressure ways. Perhaps they could be the designated note-taker or responsible for a specific aspect of a group project. Fostering creativity can be incredibly empowering for withdrawn students. Encourage them to express themselves through art, music, writing, or any other outlet that resonates with them. These activities provide an avenue for self-expression, allowing them to communicate in ways they may not be able to verbally. Defiance. The adolescent battle cry, the testing of limits that can feel like a personal affront. But remember, defiance isn't always about outright disrespect. It's often a clumsy, often misguided attempt to assert autonomy, to establish a sense of control in a world where they often feel powerless. Setting firm boundaries is crucial, but so is choosing your battles wisely. Is this a hill worth dying on? Or is it a minor infraction that can be addressed with a gentle redirect? The goal is to teach accountability, not to engage in a power struggle. Positive communication is your most potent weapon. Address the behaviour, not the student's character. Instead of asking, "Why are you always so difficult?" try saying, "I see you're choosing not to follow instructions right now. Can you tell me what's going on?" Involving students in choices, even small ones, can work wonders. Allow them some autonomy within the structure you've established. Let them choose their reading material, their project topics, even the order in which they complete assignments. This sense of agency can be incredibly empowering, reducing the need for defiance as a means of control. Creating a well-managed classroom isn't about wielding control like a weapon. It's about cultivating an environment where order and structure serve a higher purpose, the flourishing of young minds. It's about understanding the deeper motivations behind challenging behaviours and responding with compassion, strategy, and an unwavering belief in the potential of every student. Remember, you are not merely a dispenser of information, but an architect of an ecosystem, a sculptor of young minds. Embrace the chaos, not as an adversary, but as an opportunity for growth for both your students and yourself. Thank you by Nagavelli Prasad.